All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna be doing the spaces with social media influencer. Waiting for her to get in. I sent her the invite. Don't think the space is gonna be that long, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see if she's even here. Oh, she's already here. Let me get this thing going. Let's see. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Everybody should be able to hear me. Let's see. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing better than I deserve. I'm filled with glorious purpose. How's your night going so far?
Pretty good. Just creating. You feel me? How I want to ask you though. How your cat year been for you?
I mean, so far so good. I mean, I had other cats message me and say, "Oh, cat, you started. Nothing's happening for me yet." It's only been like less than a month, bro. Like a
That's
month.
true.
It's been
That's
a
true.
month actually. So it's really like. And the thing is, people need to realize just because it's your power year doesn't mean things are gonna magically fall in your lap. You still have to take action. You
Yep.
still got to do things. You still got to create
Yep.
things. People say, "Oh, nothing happened for me yet." Oh, what have you been doing? Sitting on your ass the whole year. So again, people get what they deserve when it comes to that. But how about you? How's your cat year been so far?
It's been really about planting them seeds. I mean, exactly what you said. I really agree with that. People think that just because the energy is in your favor, everything is supposed to go in your favor. No, seeds must be planted. Things must be watered. In order for you to harvest whatever it is that you're asking for. But for this
Everything is
cat
supposed to
year,
go in your face.
I think this is my first time really experiencing it consciously. So now that I'm experiencing consciously, I'm able to see how you're able to use certain energies. I think my biggest thing is finding out about how to manifest in the best way. I think that's been my main obsession, that I will call it, which is figuring out how to continuously transmute different emotions, different thoughts into something physical and tangible. And it's the more energy you have, you start to realize, okay, I'm in my year, and this is just for anybody else. Dragons coming up. When you in your years, like, you're able to be more aware of the energy around you. It's up to what intention and what purpose you have for that. I think that's the biggest thing I would say, though.
Exactly. You hit it right in the head. And also, this is for me. This is the first cat year where I'm aware of the energy as well. This is the first cat year where I know I'm a cat and this is a cat year. I think the first
Oh
year I
yeah.
was aware was, I think, 2015, year of the goat. Oh, no, 2016. That's 2016, year of the
Mm.
monkey. That's when I became aware of all this. But then this is the first cat year where I'm actually aware. So I'm really going to take full advantage of it when it comes to the energy. But for you, tell people who you are, what you do. Tell everybody about that. Because people say, who's this random person that co-host? Tell them what you do as far as social media and all that stuff.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Sticks. I'm really just a creator at heart. Through creation, I study the world, period. I mean, we all know what this is about. And I find myself through different mediums, finding different ways to create. Some of you guys are in sound, some of you guys are in film, some of you guys are in business, creating in so many different ways. And, I don't really want to put myself in a box to say, oh, I'm just this or I'm just this. But this internet is just something that I've used to my advantage to just, create awareness to different mediums, like I said, or, information to even enlighten people. Because nowadays, I don't know if it's the fluoride that's people taking in, but it's something is wrong with these people's brain. They just don't think right, my guy. Like, so I just be trying to come in and kind of be that little medium for them and be like, hey, this is common sense, because it seems like it's not too common for you. So I'm here to break that down. So you guys mostly can see most of my content on TikTok. That's where I really have most of my attention. I'm now moving to Twitter. That's why I'm coming on here speaking up with you guys. I'm really liking it so far. But so on TikTok, I just create spiritual content. I get on live. I express my opinions very sharply. I try to wake motherfuckers up very sharply. And and that's really what I would say. I just teach and create and inspire, for real.
That's perfect. And the thing is, for people who don't aware, please plug in your TikTok. Tell them what it is. You do have almost 500K on TikTok. People don't know that you have almost 500K. I remember we were in Vegas a couple weeks ago. You talked about how Instagram isn't popping anymore. Can you talk a little bit more about that, as far as what you think the top social medias are and how to maneuver? And by the way, people who are questioning, we're going to talk to her for as long as she wants. Then we'll let people in for questions and have an open forum discussion like we normally do. But yeah, talk about that before we go a little bit further.
Okay. So I think one of the main things that I've been wanting to teach people too is how to bring, more awareness to whatever it is that they're creating. And the first thing that I tell people is just you have to be observant of what's going on. Just like if you was in stocks, just like if you was in the game, you got to be able to know what's going on in the market. So you ask, where's most of the attention? Where are people? Like, what are they talking about? Where is everybody eyes at? Unfortunately, sometimes you just got to play that game. Where are the eyes at? Once you get to the eyes, then you're able to start making content. Too many people are on Instagram, not realizing that Instagram and YouTube are changing their whole structure to fit what they're doing on TikTok. Now, the thing is that it's not that you can't grow these platforms, it's just use where most of the eyes are organically. And what people don't realize is these big companies like Microsoft and Facebook and Instagram, once they start getting enough people on their app, now they're going to start just charging you to get more viewership. This is why you guys are getting more shadow banned. Not everybody's seeing your content. It's because they've already proven to say, okay, you're going to be on there. Everybody was addicted to Instagram at some point. So they started to make money off of that, right? So when they start creating new apps, they're going to try and bring in as much traffic as possible by making it organic, making it easy to grow because everybody loves attention. I mean, it's a 5 day. Everybody loves attention, right? Everybody wants to be the center of attention. So where can I go to be the center of attention? Oh, there's this new app called TikTok. First people deny. And that's the thing. While you guys are denying to move on to something new, somebody else is coming on top of you and is starting to get advantage of that. So on TikTok, people stepped in, especially around COVID time, where everybody's eyes were right on there. It was short, it was fast, right? And everybody was able to get a message off real quick, build a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Now, the people that are smart understand that once I get a TikTok fan base or once I get in front of eyes, right? I can now use that traffic to trickle down into my other social medias because now I have a community. You have to be able to now take your community off of each platform just in case, because you don't have control really over these platforms. You build a platform and a fan base so strong enough that you're able to move them onto whatever platform. Create an email list, get a telephone. People texting numbers nowadays. Just find a way to have your community off. That's why you got Discord nowadays. Think about it. Everybody's building discords now. Everybody's building discords. That's because everybody's trying to get in control of their demographic. So, I mean, that's one thing I'll say, go where the eyes are.
That is perfect advice, especially for people who are on social media, people trying to grow their social media presence. I couldn't have said it any better. And Sticks, you're probably the best seven I think I've talked to in a very long time on Spaces. Most sevens have that, speech impediment, or they're not all the way there. But you, I think you've conquered it as far as overcoming anything as far as communication. I think you've crushed it right here. So I mean, you could definitely talk for
I
5 hours,
appreciate that.
6 hours straight, and I wouldn't get bored of it. And you really know your shit. So a lot of people these days, they're just talking out their ass. You really know what you're talking about. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You have almost 500K on TikTok. So that in itself proves that you know what you're doing, and you found obviously a road to go down that most people could follow. And I'm pretty sure it's just an idea. You probably already have this idea. You should probably make some type of ebook or some type of video or some type of course for other people who are trying to get to your level as far as how to maneuver the social media. Because even we were talking a couple of weeks ago in Vegas, Instagram isn't popping like that. Most people that would disagree, they shouldn't be disagreeing because I mean, I'll put it this way: there's a lot of people that are putting their content on the wrong platform. So there's a guy in here that's in this room right now. I told him, I was like, dude, you'd be better for Instagram. The way you're doing it, tweeting is more about tweeting, getting the message across as far as text. But if you're posting pictures and videos, that Dan Bazarian type stuff, that's more tailored for Instagram. If you're doing short form content, obviously TikTok, obviously your YouTube's that adjusts to that, and obviously parts of Instagram. I think short form content is the future because the average human these days has such a short attention span. But I think it's good because you could take a video you make from a podcast or anything you've done and cut it up into bite-sized pieces, and before they realize it, they've watched all your stuff, but
You,
without even realizing it.
you know what I would call it? I try to tell people to use TikTok like a billboard because the content that I post on there that is not what the live is. The whole experience is the live. But the thing about it is that people think that the TikTok has to tell the whole story. No, give in this cat year, give people bits and pieces. You get what I'm saying? Give people commercials, trailers, give people a tease. And then you're able to take them where you want to take them. What is it that you create? Do you create films? Do you create books? Do you just like you said, you know what I'm saying? So once you have a little trailer, something that's interesting, something that's captivating, something that's, use certain colors, you know what I'm saying? Understand the psyche of the brain. If this is a psychology year, that's what marketing is. That's the thing. People think that they can just create the content and that's it. You still have to keep the psyche brain in mind. I mean, when you think about your favorite TV shows, it's because they tug on those heartstrings. What are you tugging on? Are you inspiring somebody? What is the intention? And energy is everything. If I was coming on here talking, who is this? Who is this new person? No energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just keep the energy, create, have fun, and one thing I like that Gary talks about is just be the best at what you do. Period. People are trying to shortcut. I know I said TikTok is a fast route, but don't think, oh, tomorrow. You get me? Like, you got to be able to stick it out, because through creating, you're still finding yourself. So you got to get your feet wet a little bit. Your first TikTok is not always going to be great. Your first video is not always going to be great. Your first piece not going to always be great, no matter what it is. TikTok is just a platform, but TikTok is also teach you something else, whether regardless, whatever path you're on. Your first real estate, your first deal, it's not always going to be the best. But you start to find your swag through it, and then you start to find your people in your community. But still, remember, psyche.
That again, great stuff. This is great content here, right here. I think overall, speaking of content, I think a lot of people are trying to copy other people. I've mentioned this in spaces before. You have people that open up their spaces. I mean, it's good in the beginning when you're trying to find your flow or find your style. Same thing with your music art. You're trying to find your flow. You have people you're inspired by. But at one point, it's about the quality of the content. You can't be putting out. I'll put it this way: you have some anomalies where you have people that put up half BS content, and they're very consistent and very persistent with it. Even if you look on the music side of things, there's people who are not that good, but they're outworking everybody else, and that could work. But overall, it's all about what the person is saying and the quality of the content in the very long run. Because at the end of the day, longevity does matter and momentum does matter. A lot of people are not persistent and consistent. They're
I
not
agree.
persistent and consistent enough. They say they want this. They say they want to be the best, whatever it is. But they're sleeping till whenever. They're not really taking any baby step throughout the day, every day, to be consistent, to build up any type of momentum. So that's what I think a lot of people get hit when it comes to that. So, you know, it is what it
And I
is.
try
Like
to
we always
tell
like to
people,
say.
every day, I try to tell people, your 100% is not going to look the same every day.
Exactly, and the Matrix, this life, those things at you. You never know. You might get a flat tire. You got to spend 3 hours doing that. Somebody's in the hospital, got to spend 2 hours doing that. You never know what the Matrix is going to present to you. But at the same time, though, you want to take a small little action every day. There's always at least one thing you can do every day to move yourself closer to the goal of what you're aiming for. So, I mean, it's not always a lost cause. But I know people get discouraged after the first roadblock, and that's it for them. Not everybody is made out of the stuff that wins. Some people don't have it. They just don't have it. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a
And,
lot more losers than winners. But hopefully, separate yourself out of the losers. You do what the losers are not willing to do in the very long range around things. But yes, Dick.
and and even with that, I think, wow, you just hitting on so many amazing points. And even with that, I was telling one of my friends, I was like, the difference between the haves and the have-nots are the people that jump. I mean, y'all watch the Matrix. I hope y'all watch the Matrix. I hope y'all watch the Matrix, especially in this cat year. You watch the Matrix. The reason why I say this is because I even think about that jump program where Neo has to jump from roof to roof. And if you really look at that symbolically, it's like, are you willing to jump for what it is that you're trying to do? In order to even get to those different levels of success, like I said, haves and have not. The people that have done it and the people that have not were the ones who did not take the leap, who did not take the risk. You can't get to where you're trying to get to playing it safe, period. That's not on the table. That's not on the table. You get what I'm saying? You have to be able to put some type of energy in to get energy out. It's a sacrifice of something,
I couldn't have said it
so
better.
that longevity is
I couldn't
correct.
have said it better. And a lot of people are rent seeking. And what I mean by that is people are looking for easy ways out. They're looking for a get rich quick scheme. They're looking for the shortcut, like you said earlier. And that's not how it works. You need to put, even when you look at these overnight successes, it really was a 5 year or 4 year amount of energy put into it before they actually popped off. Most people don't want to look at the process. People ignore the process and think that, hey, man, what's the quickest way for me? Of course, that's a human condition. You want the quickest way, but at the same time, you need to put in that. There's 3 to 4 or 5 years you have to put in before you get to that quote unquote overnight success. And even for other people, it might happen quicker, but a lot of times you probably want to happen in 4 years because the people that get it really quick usually lose it very quick. So if that's not balanced in this matrix, I don't know what is. I think the process of 3 to 4 years is a lot better than popping off immediately and then falling really quick. You look at any
Yes.
of these people, look at these one hit
Yes.
wonders you see in the music industry. Oh, they popped off so quick, Now where are they now? That's balance in the matrix. If I don't know what it is, that's a recoil, a perfect balance. But you really want to put the process in and enjoy the journey, if that makes any sense.
Yes. I mean, I was on live the other day and I was explaining to people that, yeah, I'm 23 and you may think, okay, what do you know? But it's like, I look back on some of my videos and I'm like, wow, I've been doing this since I've been 13 years old. Just talking into a camera, talking into a mic, just completely just telling stories, learning how to captivate an audience, learning how to, the different tones of the voice. Like, one thing that Gary talks about is how it's an art to be able to even tell a story, to even be able to have a monologue, but it's, what are you trying to say? If you have this story, what is your story?
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah.
do you have any of your tweets of your TikTok and any of the links? Actually, or you can make a new tweet so we can share it in the top nest right there. And also, you can share stuff in the nest. I know you don't do Twitter too much, but go to any one of your tweets, hit share, and obviously the title of the
Oh,
of this thing we're doing is Wise Cat Sticks and Glow. So make sure you hit Wise Cat Sticks and Glow, and then it will be on the very top. So anything you want to share at the top. That's what I should have did with my previous
okay.
interviews with people. I asked them to share stuff in the top. I try to do it for them, but I don't always remember. I'm only human just because. Don't put the blame on me. All right, we're gonna start letting in
The
speakers if you're
nest.
ready, Sticks. If not, unless you want to talk for a few more minutes,
Okay.
let some people in. We'll talk social. We'll talk social media, all the other stuff. We'll see what's on everybody else's mind. We're not doing happy birthday spaces today, so I don't care what anyone's birthday is today. So I'm sorry, unfortunately. We'll probably do it at the end. But right now, we're talking social media and we're talking just general terms as far as what's going on in the world today, especially when it comes to social media. So start letting in people right now. All right. And if you guys have any questions for Sticks, please refer to her. She's right up there. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this stuff. She has almost 500K on TikTok. Ask her anything you can think of. All right. We're going to go with the great first. Resonate, you were first to request. What do you got in your mind?
Oh shit, man. Fuck. My bad. I had some on my mind before and then I just didn't unpress the button. My bad. I'll just step down, yo.
Oh,
But
no.
yo,
Yeah, write it
no,
down, though.
what
Write
you
it down.
guys what you guys are saying? What you guys are saying, I really like it, man. You guys some top notch shit right there, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, Resonate. All right. We got
Thank you.
Isis guy. What do you got, Isis?
How you guys doing today?
Marvelous. How are you
Pretty
feeling?
good.
I'm feeling good. A cat here. Um, so my question is, how do you gain the confidence into expressing the information that you know as far as like spirituality and stuff like that? Like, how do you gain that confidence to actually post on social media and speak out?
Repetition. You can't skip it. It's just repetition and consistency. You start to do it so much that you just be like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna go do this shit. You just start doing shit after a point in time because it starts to become muscle memory to the point you don't think about it. And when it's not something that's on your mind, it starts to flow. And once you're in flow, at that point, you're able to make anything happen. So repetition.
Uh I got a question. Have you ever stopped doing it? Like, was there any reason to stop doing it?
To stop doing what? Like creating content?
Yeah.
Of course, at points in times you start to ask yourself, is like, is this really what I want to do? Is this really something that I want to move? Like, is this really how I want to, you know what I'm saying? But I think the best thing about it is that when you start to realize how much freedom you actually have and you don't have to stay in the constraints of where you started from, when you start to expand, that's really when you start to explore different levels of creativity. Because okay, I'll go from making short term, like short videos. Oh, then I go on live. Now I'm on live. Now I'm telling stories. Now I'm writing books. Now I've created a school where I can put my own content on there, and it just keeps getting better and better. Never stay stuck on where you're just at. For example, if you look at most of the, okay, let's look at the lady in Abbott Elementary. I don't know if I said that right. That lady started off on Vine, ended up winning a Oscar. You have to know how to expand. You can't stay stuck in what your fans or your content or whoever is watching used to like. You got to show them something new. And if they don't like it in the beginning, they'll learn to like it as long as you're good at it. You have to break out the box. Another example is XXX Tentacion. Started off with one thing, ended off with something else. So you gotta keep you gotta keep evolving. That's why I say just don't stay stuck. Don't stay stuck on one app. Maybe
Straight up.
maybe you're making short little Vine skits over here on Vine, but now you're making fucking short films on YouTube. And now you're moving from, just keep showing different layers of yourself. You don't have to be one version.
Yeah, again, you hit it right on the head. My fellow cat is killing it right now. Listen, I literally sense the energy.
You're like
On
energized. You're like
on
energized. You're
January
like
22nd,
pumped.
when the
I
energy
love it.
shifted, I literally felt it. Like I just felt like, hey, a lot of these L's that I normally take, the small L's I take, they just like almost went away overnight. Now I don't even take that many L's, but the small
Love
ones, they
that.
almost went away overnight. Did you feel it, Sticks, when January 22nd happened and that shift? It was just, I can't really explain it. I mean, you have to be in tune with the ether, I guess, to really understand what I'm saying. Or, did that shift? It's just, I feel like I can't lose. If that makes.
I felt it. I'm
I feel
just like,
that.
I'm always like really relaxed and laid back because I don't know, it's fun. Just I love like fucking, in a conversation when you have those awkward points that everyone hates. I love those fucking, like, that shit is like fucking, it's hilarious to me because people just trip out.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's all
So
good. Go ahead.
Six was saying that she started off when she was 13. So where did you start? Like, what kind of content did you start making, and where did that journey kind of take you down the road to now?
I was doing everything. I was doing everything. Everything. Cause I have to try everything. I'm gonna try a little bit of this. Let me see. Do I like this? Let me a little bit of this, a little bit of this. And you start to see where yourself is naturally drawn to. There's a book that I read, Mastery by Robert Greene. I love that book because it explains literally mastering a craft down to the T. And it talks about you have to explore outside of your craft. This is like, I think of Kobe Bryant playing basketball, but also doing ballet. Going outside of the craft allows you to have another. So so I make music now. I write books. I podcast. These are all things that I used to do. I used to write little novels or comic books. I mean, just whatever way I could express myself in a different way many times, that's what I was doing. And that's why I say you can't just stay stuck on one way of expressing yourself, because guess what? If you look at people, Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson, these people brought different elements together in one. That's what gives you a superpower. I'm on live. The fact that I have an ebook, the fact that I have a school, the fact that I have a podcast, I've already outworked whoever the fuck else wants to be on there. Why would you want to be on somebody else's TikTok when I have a whole experience for you? I have a whole lifestyle for you. I have something that can remind you of good energy. Because guess what happens when you have a memory that brings you good energy? Your body doesn't know if this is past, present, future. So if I can continue to spark a good memory into you every time I get on live, that's why I say get on live with good energy. Because when you get off of this spaces with me, you're gonna be like, that was a good spaces. And now look what kind of space I have in your head in good ways. You get what I'm saying? Now you're like, if she comes on, I want to listen. She's stimulating my mind. So how are you stimulating whoever it is that is on the other side of your content?
Yeah, your vibe is wild. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's perfect. And listen, to anybody
Thank
listening
you.
on the outside, or all these wannabe spaces hosts that think they're good, this is how you do it. You shut the fuck up and let the person that's you're hosting speak. You don't interrupt them every 5 seconds or think they're outshining you or think you know more than them. Shut the fuck up and let the person that you invited on speak. Let the people that you invited up speak. Yes, I am taking shots at certain people. You're welcome for that, but
You taking shots at me?
no, you don't host spaces. How am I taking shots at you?
Oh no, yeah, I just had because I'm always cutting
No.
people
I'm
off.
talking
I'm
about the
not
people
really
that are
trying to.
hosting spaces.
There's like a delay. There's like a delay. Like how the Super Bowl, when
Yeah,
Justin Timberlake ripped the thing off
yeah, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson's titty, showed the titty, and then
Yeah.
it was all a
Yeah, we,
psyop,
yeah.
just so they could have that
Yeah,
5 second
we get
delay
I get the
on the
reference.
TV.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, I
I
got
wasn't
that.
talking to you.
I got that when I talk sometimes
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
fucking reason.
yeah.
I have no
It's your
fucking
mic.
idea
It's your
why.
mic. And probably because you're in Canada.
It's not my mic, man. I changed phones like
Yeah,
five
it's probably the
times, man.
Canada thing.
I've used every fucking phone, man. It's not the
Yeah,
fucking
it's the
mic, man.
Canada thing. I think it's the Canada thing. There's something wrong with it.
I could fucking cycle through fucking 10 phones if I fucking wanted to.
Yeah, it's
Right
just
now.
God and Protrudo. Anyway, let's go next with Mike. I think Mike is up next.
Wait, hold up. Could Sticks drop her TikTok in the chat so we can go check out her content?
I put it in the nest up there. Look in the top. I did share it up in the nest. I did comment it on this very space. So if you look in the space, there's a comment in the space, and I also put it in the top of the nest. So check it out.
Okay.
All right, Mike, what's on your mind, Mike?
Yo, what's up, Wes? I just got a couple questions for you, specifically about. Well, the first one I had was about being an 11 life path. I just wanted to know when I know that, like, I mastered my emotions. Like, when am I going to get any signs that I did, or like, how does that work?
Well, can people easily get under your skin? Do you have thick skin? Are you somebody who gets very triggered easily when somebody cracks jokes on you? Are you somebody who, if you caught your girlfriend talking to another guy, even if it was just a regular conversation, would your first thought be to kill him, or would you go investigate to see what they're talking about? Maybe she's doing research on how to get better sneakers for you because she likes the sneakers, stuff like that.
No, I mean, like, I'm pretty indifferent to all of that. That's why I was kind of curious. Like, I don't know if that was like a good thing or not. But like, I really like if any of those situations happen, like, I really couldn't care any less.
Okay, great. Well, we're gonna go back to questions for Styx River. We're gonna talk more about
Sure.
numbers after this
Sure.
space. This is not gonna be a happy birthday numerology space in the beginning. We're gonna more questions about social media, and then we'll come back to all the numbers, birthday. I'm an 11. I'm a 22. I'm a 3. All that stuff. We'll do all that later. I promise.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you.
We're gonna go with Steven next, and then I think we're gonna have the burn go. So, Steven, what do you have on your mind?
I'll re-request whenever because I'm gonna ask a question about numbers, so I'll respect your time.
Okay, and then if you want to talk numbers, we can segue to that earlier if you want. Unless you want to keep going on social media, because we can talk about social media all day. But clearly,
Whatever.
yeah, most of these people are not really social media people. They're just regular people that just listen in and just want to better their regular life, which is good too. But we're gonna stick to the main topic, and then we'll venture over into numbers and stuff like that.
Oh,
And I'm gonna be doing less and less of these number spaces. I don't think it's not for me. You know, I said it before. There's a lot of smart asses. They build these accounts. They're just using it to take. Well,
holy
yeah,
fuck,
you already
man!
know,
It's
Resonate.
it's so annoying. Holy
They
fuck!
take, and then they make their own accounts
It's
and they try to get
insane.
clout off it and think they understand everything about what we
It's
know. And
fucking
so that's why I'm going to
insane.
be so general, more and more and more. And people get pissed off about it, but it all takes one apple to spoil the bunch. It is what it is.
Like, people like it's insane. It's insane. It's why I really don't tweet anymore, because if I make one tweet, it's like it's nice to inspire people. Don't get me wrong. Like I love inspiring people, but I mean, when the people you're inspiring have no genuine appreciation for anything, it's it's not it's not fun. It's not fucking
Yeah,
fun.
it is what it is. All right, up next, I think we're going to go with Burn. Burn, what you had to say?
Um, excuse me. I'm pretty sure Malrico's in front of me.
Well, what a nice guy. What an honest guy. So, Mel Rico, whoever that is, you can go first. Mariko.
Yo, what up? Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I had a question about my numbers, bro. So I think you can probably just go ahead and skip me.
All right, so it looks like everybody's here about number sticks, so I think we're probably going to venture off into that. And we'll try to find a way to intercorrelate it with social media as well.
I have
Let's
a
do
question
it.
for Sticks.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask her.
So one of my friends is starting a YouTube channel, or has already started a YouTube channel, and he's seen massive progression in his channel, like the last 5 months especially. He nearly has 4,000 subs on YouTube. He kind of does like college survival guide tips and tricks sort of content. Sticks, do you have any advice for him, I guess?
Hey, Stick, did you hear his question?
Yes. What's his I actually want to know his birthday.
Oh, good. She's putting it together. Do you know his birthday, Burn?
December 3rd, 2002, I believe.
You say December 3rd,
Yeah.
2002. Okay. Well, you said how long ago has he had this YouTube channel?
Well, he's had it for about a year, and it really took off like the last like 6-7 months or so.
I think as long as he's being aggressive with his posting and being funny and being as creative as possible, trying to make it a little bit different, colorful. I think that'll work. One thing I like is DDG. If you ever looked at his content, it doesn't have to be the same kind of content, but just the fact that he was posting multiple videos a day. So a lot of people think if they just post one video a day or that's it, like that'll be fine. Like no, you have to understand that these are seeds. Just like and I try to tell people it's not this can be used in whatever it is that you're doing. Like if you have a clothing line, if you like whatever it is that you're doing, the more you do it. So dropping more is going to make him circulate in that algorithm. Be
How
aggressive.
regional is TikTok? Like, is it hyper regional, or is it like, is it everywhere?
Um, First, I believe that when you post that content, it starts to go out locally, also depending on what you're posting. But I believe it's global. No matter like your content can hit the other side of the world for sure.
True, true.
All right, and also, when we were talking about in Vegas, we were talking about social as far as TikTok. What kind of advice would you give to a person right now who's starting at zero, and they're focused just on TikTok? What would be some of the words of advice you would give them?
Drop so many videos. Like when I first was, it's like again planting seeds, testing the waters. Drop so many because here's the thing: nobody is going to remember what didn't work. When you have something that hits, I don't know none of the songs that didn't work for Tyga before he popped up again. I don't know none of them because I don't, that's not what's amplified. So be willing to, make mistakes. At points, I was making 20 videos a day, just popping them out, popping them out, popping them out because I want to see what works. So that's what I would say. Drop so many videos. And then as you get bigger, then you can start to become a little bit more less accessible and less, more exclusive with your post and making it more amplified.
And one thing I do want to ask you, and you don't have to answer this question. How, for as far as Twitter, the Twitter side of things, do you have a certain number of followers you want to get by the time the cat year's over, or you don't really think about stuff like that? Because for me, I do have goals like that as far as, hey, I want to hit this number by this time. But overall, when it comes to my main goals, I never tell the public those because for some reason I've noticed that there's something about secret hate and secret hater energy. It seems to throw it off. I don't think you should tell people
Yup.
your main stuff. Like I'll tell them the bullshit, like, oh yeah, I'm dropping a podcast. I mean, everybody knows that. But I'm not going to tell them my main goals ever. I'll never even utter the word. I don't think I even tell my mom at this point because it's something about when you tell other people, their other energy gets mixed into it. They start thinking about like, oh, you think you're going to be the best there?
You know what
Yeah,
it is? It's that seed. Every time that you tell somebody about that seed, it's like you're taking it out the ground and saying, hey, look, like, no, you have to let the seed rest. Like.
exactly.
And then
Straight,
and when you
straight.
talk to people about it, like not to go there, but it's a 5 day. It's almost like when you fucking. If you gonna sit here and tell everybody about it, you're gonna bust your nut talking about it.
Yeah,
Straight.
I think most people need to listen to that again. That makes perfect sense. People will wrap their head around what you just said. You keep talking about it, keep talking about it. A lot of times, people can't shut the fuck up. You got to keep some things to yourself. Like you can't, like, hey, I
Exactly.
plan to be the president of the United States. I don't think you should tell anybody that. You should just keep that to yourself. That way, you don't have to worry about any lingering hater energy. Because, like, again, the people that have souls, we are manifestors. Now, if you have a hater manifestor on the other side, that person's gonna try to actively, like, how can I keep this person in the same crabs in the barrel mentality? How can I keep them in the same spot so I can feel better about my loser life and keep sticks in the same spot?
I don't know. I think there's different ways of doing everything, and I think like it's not a one size fits all. But I mean, yeah, generally speaking, yeah, you know what I mean. You don't want to put your shit out there because like a lot of times, the people closest to you will fuck it up more than the people that hate you. To be honest, that's the fact.
You know what I would say? I would say, would you tell people your plans? If you wouldn't tell people your plans, you shouldn't tell people your goals because your goals is not just some mystical thing that you hope to achieve. Your goals is basically your plan.
No, I
I mean,
mean you gotta have something in place, and everybody's got different goals.
Yeah, and also, when it comes to like, and again, at the end of the day, even if you tell people, it doesn't mean it's gonna fail. I mean, overall, it seems to put a little more hurdles up. If that makes any sense. I've noticed. And
No, like I think like if you're talking about like running for president, I think you gotta put that out there because you gotta get the people in
Yeah,
your
if you're
fucking
yeah, if you're
circle that make it.
campaigning, but
I
if you're a
mean,
person that's
if you're like if you're dropping like maybe an album, you probably to be honest, you probably want to have the album already fucking
yeah,
done,
but I'm talking
and then
about like
the rest of it, you kind of want to see, you kind of I like in my opinion with an album, like I think that you always got to do like a single, right? Like kind of first, but like with an album, you kind of got to do like a sneak punch. You know what I mean? You gotta have the material ready because if you drop the single and then you drop a second single, a lot of times motherfuckers just fizzle out because they hyped up off all that shit. They can't produce a fucking nice album. You know what I mean? So they got some like kind of like half and half. You know, where like they were fucking amped up and then they kind of fell off. So like I feel like you got to do the album. You gotta fucking do that shit in the background. Like, you just gotta have that fucking
yeah,
heat.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then when you start fucking sizzling that pan with that single, then you're building up more heat. You already have the heat. So now you might sprinkle some more fucking sauce on top of that bitch. Fucking really fucking crank it out even more. But
You're
you already
perfect,
have
man.
the
I
heat
couldn't have said
anyways.
it any better. That's perfect.
You it's like
Yeah,
it's like you know what I mean? You don't gamble with your last fucking dollar. It's the same thing with anything.
yep.
You know what I
I
mean? You
know
gamble with
exactly
your
what
last
you
dollar.
mean. I know.
You're
Hey,
fucking you betting like a bitch.
yeah, yeah.
You're like,
All right,
oh, I need to win. I need to win. You gotta look like you need to win, but you don't need to win because you already won.
perfect.
You
That's
know what I
just
mean?
perfect, man. I couldn't have said it better. All right. Anyway, I don't know who's next in rotation. We got Peyton here. She's up. She was in the spaces last night. Peyton, I want to apologize. I really meant to share more of your tweets and more of your content in the nest. I think I dropped the ball when it came to that. But we'll do another spaces in the future. We'll drop a few more things as far as your tweets and little products that you're working on as far as in the nest. Because that way, when the playback happens, it'll always be up in the nest when the playback happens. So, Six, feel free to share anything in the nest. And also, Peyton, to make up for yesterday, if there's any tweets you want to share, please share it on top of the nest. That way, we get all the energy going as far as that. Let's see. I think we'll have Tusar go up next. Oh, no, actually, Derek. Derek, you go first, and then I think it's Tusar, and then we'll hear from Peyton. Go ahead, Derek. What do you got for us?
Well, what I got is I have a friend who's born in June 5th, 98. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about him.
Okay, June 5th, 1990. I'll do this one real quick, and then we're gonna go back to the topic.
Oh, you can't. It's like a drug. You got to do the happy
Yeah,
birthday
I do.
dance.
I'm gonna retire from the Happy Birthday Spaces after this one. I think I'll probably do.
I'm just fucking with you, man. I think it's dope, man. Everybody loves it. They love it so much. They
Yeah,
love
I
when you
think
do it,
you know what I'm
man.
gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do.
You killed it yesterday, bro. You killed it yesterday.
I think I'm gonna do a certain day of the month or a certain day of the week. Every week, I'll spend probably 8 hours or whatever it is, 3 hours, whatever the fuck I decide.
That's a lot, man. I think if you just come in, like, do these 15-minute, 20 minutes, or half-hour joints,
Okay,
whatever,
well, we
man.
got some hands up. We got other
You know,
people speak.
this hour's been 22 minutes of shit. Some whatever.
All right,
Just jump
that person,
in.
June 5th,
Boom.
1998, they're in 11 life path. The main thing they have to master is to control their emotions. Definitely somebody who has a very strong physical body. They can easily put on muscle easier than the average person. High sex drive. Definitely somebody who make a naturally good entertainer. Definitely somebody who's very fun to have at parties. Definitely somebody who'll be very well traveled by the end of their life. Definitely somebody who, how can I put this, has a natural charisma, will be a good actor, public speaker, politician, things of that nature. And definitely somebody who enjoys the hunt, especially when it comes to relationships. Like 9 times out of 10, they probably don't like being in a relationship. They probably like to hunt a lot more as far as a single life. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Yeah, no problems. All right, now I lost the order. I don't even know. I think Tusar was up next. I think Tusar, go ahead, and then we're gonna go with Peyton and then Ansel. Tusar, what do you got for us? Tushar, Tushar. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right or if it's even going through the mic or if I'm talking in a pocket dimension. All right, great talk. Ansel, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on the point earlier about the making content. Apart from obviously adding tons of content and being consistent, I think there's a YouTuber called Jake Tran. He read a book called Blue Ocean. Uh, that's a really great business book and tells you how to swim to the blue ocean where there's no competition and just try to make different kind of content that no one could compete in. And if anyone could go and watch out his channel, he really makes good business documentaries. and you probably won't find it anywhere else. So I think adding that type of content would just separate you out from the competition, and there people would have nowhere else to go.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Anto. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Peyton, what do you got? What's on your mind, Peyton? What do you got for us? Because I know last night she was having technical issues. She probably is talking right now. We can't hear her. But Peyton, whenever you get that worked out, you're next up on the mic. So as soon as you come back in, you might have to come out and come back in. Because if you're speaking right now, I hear nothing you're saying at all. Or she might.
I'll speak until so
Wait.
Sticks,
Oh. Resident, of course. No, go ahead, Resident. I'm just joking.
no, just ask Sticks a question. How long did it take you to get 500,000 followers or whatever on TikTok?
So in the beginning, it took me. I'm just gonna tell you like the timeline. The beginning, I think I quit TikTok about 3 times. Got on, tried to post a couple of things, didn't work. Quit, got on, same thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I think maybe after 2 to 3 weeks of just continuously posting, then one video finally hit. And the thing about it is that if you made enough videos after that one video hits, all the other views are going to go to the other videos. So it started to create almost like a snowball effect. And hitting 100K was about maybe 3 months. And then
That's
after
wild. 3 months? That's
yeah,
wild.
after because it's a snowball effect. That's how success is regardless. It's just a
Yeah, for
snowball
sure.
effect. You've been doing it so long, you've been planting so many seeds that the harvest is plentiful. You get what I'm saying? So that's just about that 3 month mark, and then maybe at about 6 month mark I should have been at like maybe 250K, almost 300K. And ever since I hit 400K, it's been a bit stagnant since I've been focusing more on just taking the community I already have and now putting them like in a place where I can like keep track of it, and where if I need to push something, promote something, or get a message to them, I have ways to communicate to them through different avenues.
That's
Perfect.
dope.
I couldn't have said it any better. I think up next we got Dante. Dante, go ahead. Dante. Dante. Devil May Cry. Dante's Inferno. Have you ever played the game Devil May Cry? There's a guy. The main character's name is Dante.
Oh,
Yeah,
can
I
you
can hear
hear
you
me?
now. What's going on?
Oh, I have a question about the time of birth, if that's
Sure.
okay.
What is it?
I'm born 3/19 on 3/19 in 2007.
And you want to know, what do you want to know as far as that?
Like, is being born on like the same time as the birth date mean anything?
Yes, there is meaning, but obviously there's things I can't talk about publicly. I've signed in data. There's things that I can't. But I will say this: obviously, when looking at it, you can tell there's four energy there. You'll have some of those aspects a little bit when it comes to that.
Okay. And what about enemy signs?
What about them?
Like, for example, I'm going on vacation to Florida, and I'm a pig.
Okay. Don't stay there long term. I hope you don't plan on living there forever. Now, I'm not. When we talk about enemy cities, enemy states, I'm not saying you're gonna die as soon as the plane lands there. I mean, overall, it'd be a lot of bad luck not in your way. Whether you're getting robbed, whether you get things stolen from you, whether you're getting jumped at the club, that there'll be more occurrences of that. Financial loss, relationships going to shit. Greater chance of that happening under that type of energy. You get caught lacking a lot in those type of states. If that makes any sense.
All right, I wanted to live in Florida, so
Okay, I mean, if that's what you want to do. Because look, I will use Gary the Numbers guy as an example. Ohio is a pig state. He's born year of the snake. Why does Gary travel all the time? How come he's never home? If you're gonna live there, make sure you're traveling outside of that state a lot. Don't want to stay in long term.
yeah, I'm actually from Ohio.
Okay. Well, at least you know what you're getting into. At least you're going in with your eyes wide open.
All right,
Okay. No
thanks.
props. I don't know who's next. I think Kovu might be up next. Kovu, what do you got for us?
Yo, is there? Could you skip me for later? Till later.
Yes, sure.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so confused when people request and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute. But I don't think some people forget that they requested. Sometimes it might be automatic. I think. Black Cat, go ahead.
Yo, what up, Wise Cat?
Yeah,
Hey,
how you
I was
feeling,
just,
man?
I had a question. I'm feeling great, you're the cat, everything's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But, anyways,
Yeah,
I
you're
wanted to
breaking up.
ask
I don't know
you,
if you're in a subway or something. Yeah, you're breaking
right
up. I
now,
don't know if you're next to
breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I think you're standing next to a waterfall, or you're like outside or in the subway. I can't hear you. Your voice sounds very faint, and it sounds like there's a lot going on around you right now. I think you're outside, aren't you?
Man, I might just be in a dead zone. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. Just I'll try to make out what you're saying. Go ahead.
All right. All I was saying is, how has numerology, like, you before numerology and post, like, how has it changed the way you think about things? And, like, what would you say? What would you make of that?
So me before and after numerology, as far as how I think about things. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, that's perfect. Exactly.
Yo, dude, you gotta turn the noise cancellation on your phone on. It's off.
I would say it made things easier. I'm more confident when I know when to do things. So I know to the best day to release projects, the best day to go to court, the best day to push the court date back, the best day to get married, who I'm compatible with. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of life itself. Because life in itself, we're all born here. We start off as babies. A lot of us don't know what the hell is going on. If anything, it made life a lot easier. Okay, because life in itself is a bitch in itself, but now that you have some kind of guidance, now you have some kind of framework, it makes it easier as far as structure, as far as what to do. Of course, nobody knows everything, but overall, it gives you more of a, how can I put this, more of a brain to figure out the why behind the what, if that makes any sense.
Yo, that makes perfect sense. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's all I wanted to ask.
No problems, man. Thanks for the question. All right, Sticks. Back to you. I know people we're getting a little bit of numerology sprinkled in here. It's hard to avoid, of course.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Because I'm sure people are like, hey, so Sticks, in your opinion, what do you think? What day you think would be the best day to release a podcast? Hey, Sticks, when do you think I should release a TikTok about comedy on a 3-day? Hey, Sticks, when is the best day to make a TikTok about the movie review that I just talked about? Probably on a 5-day or a 3-day. I'm joking, Ticks. All right, let's see. Going around the room, I think everyone that had their hand raised already got a chance to speak. Sticks. We were in Vegas. As you know, Gary is moving to Miami. Do you have any plans to do any future podcasts with Gary? Will you be in Miami a lot, or that's not really Miami's not your scene? Or what do you think of Miami in general?
Oh, I love Miami. I love Miami, and I'm excited for the podcast to come out. Um, I like when people are able to captivate people with information that's actually interesting. So I always want to be a part of anything like that. So I'll definitely be on that scene.
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of things in development, especially now that Miami's going to be some of the new headquarters of GG33. I'm very excited about it as well. The next thing we're waiting for is for sports betting to become legal in Florida. That's the last thing we're waiting for. We'll be right by the beach. It's what a time to be alive. You and me versus you and mine.
Right at Hard Rock.
Yeah, yeah. Future with Drake. What a time to be alive. Well, yeah, I'm just very excited about everything that's happening. There's so much stuff I want to say, and like I said before, there's certain things I don't reveal because I don't want, again, it's just hater energy, secret hate, kind of throws it off. But once it's already dropped, the haters can't stop it. Once the album's released, once the podcast drops, once all the products are released, they can't stop it. All you can do is hate on it, but it's already released. You can't stop it. It's already in the timeline. The seed is already planted. You can't rip it
Yep.
out the ground. It's already planted. The tree is already too big to rip out the ground. So
The timeline's
it's
already there.
already there. You can't stop it. It already happened. Anyway, let's see. We're gonna go with Leonardo. What's going on, Leonardo?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can't hear you at all, but I think you said, "Can you hear me?" No, I'm just joking. What's going on, Leonardo?
I wanted to ask, do you have any advice with me being a 6 life path and it being the year of the cat, if that's fake or not?
Wait, so you said you being a 6 life path, being in the year of the cat, is that fate or not? I'm not understanding the question.
I'm a sixth life path, and I was born the year of the cat. So I was wondering if you have any advice about how I could go about the rest of the year, if that's vague or not.
Okay. What is your birthday? As I normally ask
Um,
birthday.
the 14th of the 9th, 1999.
Okay, so what I would say for you is like again, six are homes and family oriented. Again, we're telling more people to learn this year. You should spend this year at home a lot more often, and as opposed to travel, which you do as well. Spend more time at home learning as much as possible. That's what I would say for this year. Lay low this year, as far as and just learn as much as possible. Of course, it's still a cat year. You still want to take action, but most of those actions should be taken based on you being at home. So whether doing things like this, Twitter Spaces, whether it's you dropping internet projects, I think in your element, you'll be best at home overall. As far and I'm not saying don't take action. I mean overall, um, try to make sure it's more home based things. Whether it's an
Okay.
internet course, releasing an internet course, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
making a YouTube video, most of the stuff you should be able to do at home. Think about it this way. I think it's the best way to phrase it for you. Just imagine that we were still under lockdown. What actions would you be taking as far as accomplishing your goals? What would you let that stop you? Would you'll be doing the internet based, obviously, right? So do it in that way as if you were still locked down. And that's
Okay.
that's that's more tailored to you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep, no problems. All right, I think everybody up here did get a chance to get their shot off and speak. We're going to go back to Sticks. Hey, Sticks, what are your plans for after the cat year? Do you see anything as far as Dragon Year when the 8 universal year hits? What are your some? Do you have you? How far do you actually plan out? Do you plan 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, or just you take it month to month? How does Sticks go about your planning for things?
So I'll have one long term look of how I want things to be, like the final product. And that middle ground, I kind of really just let that be that middle ground. And then I get right in the hyper present and also for the year. Now, the reason why I do that is because, sometimes we can make these super, super long goals and not know exactly how to get there. And we can get really stuck in the how, and sometimes the how is really most important right now. What steps are you taking right now? So the one thing I'll say too is just once I figure out, I'm like, okay, this is what I want for this cat year. What it will breaking it down to a T, getting to the most level and the highest amount of detail. When you have these super super far out goals, you have an idea, you have like a direction, but in that moment is where you can get those details and really attack those details. If I'm being told psychology is what is the benefit for this year and learning is what's the benefit, then I'm going to use this year as a stepping stone for next year. Now I'm going to sit my ass down and I'm going to fucking learn as much as I can. It be like, fucking learning how to build this type of website. I'm breaking that shit down, mastering that shit all this year, and then next year going into tons of action because it's an 8 year. Okay, I'm gonna allow this website to. How am I gonna, get more traffic? But a lot of times we'll be so focused on, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, but you have no real studies on that. You have not really like studied how the fuck to make it work. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but like, what is your plan for this to move? So I've been really focused on this year alone. I don't want to take my energy anywhere else but right here, maximizing that energy right here.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect because I think for some people they get too caught up in what could happen 10 years from now. It's good to have like how can I say this? Some kind of faint idea of what you want to do 10 years from now. But as far as
Alex.
exactly. You want to do one thing at a time and put your energy in what like I think, was it Henry Ford? I don't know who said this, but the quote is, worry about the can do's and the can't do's will work themselves out. And of course, I'm paraphrasing, I think, but worry about the can do's and the can't do's will figure themselves out in the long run. So a lot of people are worried about things they can't control. You want to worry about what you can do right now in this moment, in the present. Of course, I always say time is an illusion, that present and
Exactly.
future is happening at once, but worry
Exactly.
about what you can do and everything else will work out. You'll be pulled to where that goes.
Exactly.
And sometimes worrying about how to do it 10 years from now, you don't even realize that that's something you could have did in 2 years. That's another thing. I
Boom.
feel like people are not aggressive enough when it comes to what they're trying to do. It's just they think, okay, oh, this is just gonna come. Yeah, If you look at everything in life, I try to tell people, if you want to answer, look at life. Life will tell you the fucking answer. If you look at a plant, if you look at a baby, there had to be some type of action in the beginning, and then it's being nurtured, and then it harvests. So it's just, you can't just say like, oh, this is just what I'm, you gotta fucking plant a seed and then nurture it, water it, master it.
Exactly. I mean, this space has been very, very good. I think we did really, really good so far. I mean, do you think there's any reason to continue this one, or should we open up another one? Because this one, I think we hit this one.
Yeah, it's a fire like from front to back, you know.
I don't want
So
to overstay our welcome.
if you end it now, like that would just be like a nice little masterpiece there for the collection or whatever.
Yeah, I think because like, a lot of my spaces, try to get them at
Felt
bite-sized
that.
pieces. What do you think, Sticks? You think we should continue this, or?
I agree. I
Yeah, let's
agree.
start the next one. Do like a little sidebar, get everybody else in again. Yeah, start doing the questions. You know, we can get all wild and stupid.
Yeah,
Like my more comfortable. You
yeah.
know.
I'll probably give me like I don't know, some maybe like an hour or some change. That's if I even go live tonight. But I think I'll end this space here.
I'm probably not gonna be there for that one. I'll be honest. I was, but I
Yeah, don't
mean,
worry, you'll be greatly missed.
we just
You'll be
had.
sorely and greatly missed.
Oh, I'm
No, you
sure. No.
no, you will, you will, because I believe in that resonate. No matter how, no matter how you slice it, you are a part of the Wise Cat Spaces. You are a part of the. You are one of the OG Wise Cats. But when I opened the first Spaces, you were in it. So I mean, I think you're always gonna.
Yeah, I was in the first, all of them first
I
ones.
can't wait till you
That's
finally come to
historical.
America where we can actually have see how it really works as far as the timing of things. And then we got real have you on the podcast. We'll probably put a mask over your face because I don't think you want to reveal your identity like Batman. But we'll have a mask. We'll have a rat. We'll
Why?
have
Yeah, I'm not allowed to. I mean, I show up at things. I just don't.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah,
Whatever.
whatever you feel comfortable with, and then we'll do a podcast. We'll just resonate. We'll talk about what you're.
Oh no, not. I don't show up to these things, man. I mean, whatever. I don't wear a mask in public, man. That shit is whack, bro. I didn't wear a mask once.
No, I'm talking about in
Why am
general.
I getting deja vu right now? Literally getting deja vu.
Oh, really? What was it? I love to hear about stuff like this. Oh, now we're talking about deja vu and timelines. Here we go. This is another 5 hour space.
Boom.
Here we go.
Oh, it's gonna get
Here's the
better.
5 hour spaces.
It's just getting better and
Extra
better.
5 hours. When we talk about timelines, deja vu, magic, that's where I can talk forever.
Oh, same
Yeah,
here.
I
Same
can
here.
never get enough of those conversations. But yeah, what was your deja vu? If it's on the personal, you can share it to in DMs. But if not,
I've just been having so many deja vus of just the environment feel very familiar, and even the dreams. It's like I did have some things that I wanted to bring up. I was I think I was just smoking some weed one day, and I was just looking at like pictures, and I had an epiphany, or at least a theory, an idea that these pictures are really these portals. And the reason why most of the rich and famous love to have paintings of themselves was because whatever they took a picture or a painting or got painted of, whatever they were wearing, whatever item, even like the Egyptians, they would be able to have those items again. I mean, I think about it like the Egyptians being able to bury themselves with their gold. How do we know that these they got pictures of like people like little baby looking old as fuck in a whole nother like year. I believe that these pictures are portals, and these rich people, these like even Michael Jackson having all of these fantasies, they're these paintings made of him. I feel like because he was fucking timeline traveling too.
yeah. And the thing is, like, I really did not to sound like a crazy person, but I think we're connected to all of.
Yo, I like that. That was a wild, like, I like that insight. I don't want to speak on it too much, but I really like that. That was really dope.
Yeah, but what the thing is, like, I think if in your imagination, that's how we are connected to timelines, even with the dreams, because the fact that we can even imagine it proves that we're connected to all those different timelines. Because if not, we wouldn't be able to perceive it. So even with those pictures, because like even if you're, for example, I like to draw comics, manga, Marvel comics, Japanese comics, all that stuff, write movies, write scripts. That world exists. If that makes
So
any sense.
so I was
Oh,
in
here we go.
this.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, no, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. You're right. Go
No,
on.
it's all good. I lost my train of thought, but Sticks, yeah, everything you're saying, I 1,000% agree with, and yes, there's something to that. And again, just like Resonate said, there's only so much
Yeah,
we can say.
yeah. What are you saying? Dope.
All right, bit.
I got a picture. I got a picture from my grandma actually recently. That's why I was like kind of smiling when you were saying that because I was I was kind of vibing on the tip you were saying. And I think I know what you were talking about earlier, but whatever. It's all gravy.
All right, we're gonna let these last two people that came in speak, and then we're gonna probably close the spaces down and do some last requests from Sticks as far as questions, and then we'll close it down. So, Bit Panda, what you have in your mind?
Hi, Vaishkar. How are you?
Good. I'm feeling marvelous. I'm filled with glorious purpose. What's on your mind?
Great. Firstly, I want to, I have respect for you, Gary, James, all those people, who are enlightening some bit of people like us. We can actually, follow you and learn something about numerology. Secondly, I am a three life path, born on the third only, and I am a snake. That's what I have learned from you guys. How can I, make my life easier? Because I've been hustling around. I'm 33 right now, 34 to be. I will be turning 34 this September. So, what do you think? What I can do as my career on the career front, basically.
Something that's to do with networking, something where you can network with a lot of people.
Okay.
It would involve a lot of people. Be around people.
Okay.
That's the main thing, especially being with all that three energy networking for sure. Somewhere you communicate and network with a whole bunch of people. That's the best way for you to get ahead the fastest. Because you say you're busting
Okay.
your ass and working. You need some help. You need some help on that team.
Yeah. Also, I want you to give some insight on the day you're born, that is your birthday, and the life path number. What is the correlation between two of them? Because I am born on the third, life path three, so both the numbers are same. Do I have any correlation
You
between
just
them,
you just
or
have double. So usually we call that double three life path because you have both energies. You have
okay,
but again, it's still three. Like if say you were born on the 11th and then you were three life path, the life path is always more important.
mhm,
The life path supersedes the day born, but you're still going to have that 11 energy if that makes any sense. But you just have the same number, so it doesn't really change much. You just have more of that.
okay, okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and believe it or not, a bit panda. I think you'll be fine in the long run compared to the average person. I think you're definitely gonna. How can I put this? Get the breaks that you want out of life more so than the average person. So just rest easy. I think you'll be fine. And
Thank you so much.
then we're gonna
Appreciate it.
lastly, I think we're gonna go with Pedro. Then we're gonna step up steps and speakers. So Pedro, what do you want to say?
So what's up, guys? So one of my main goals this year was to start posting content related to fitness and start posting workouts. But the problem is that I was born on November 2005. I was born in a year of the rooster, and I wanted to get some advice from you, Wise Guy and Sticks. I don't know if you guys can give me some advice for that.
I would say like okay, of course it is a cat year. It is your enemy year. But as far as like, you've started a social media account before already, right? You already have that account up and running, right? Yeah, so
Yeah.
you've already started already. So I'm pretty sure you started before the cat year. I think you can actually continue uploading. But as far as starting anything new, like a new business, anything new that you haven't, don't do it this year. But if those accounts that you already started, you can still upload the internet. But just and also be careful what you say this year as far as making threats to people, things that's going to come back to bite you in the ass because again that would be an L in the long run. So just keep it very how can I say that? It's very hard for a rooster to be not aggressive. Don't be as aggressive this year because you're going to be taking a lot of L's this year. The energy's not in your favor. Just continue to diligently drop your stuff, and I think you'll be fine because you already started those accounts already. You're not starting anything new. Just don't start anything new, and I think you'll be all right.
All right, thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, Sticks. Any last words that you got, or maybe if Peyton wants to speak, I think she's just listening. But Sticks, anything you want to say, or Glow, anything you guys want to say before we close it out?
I'm out of words.
Yeah, all right, that's good. I mean, Sticks, you said more than enough. You don't have to say anything else for the rest of the spaces. Anything you want to say, Glow, or are you all good? Okay, she said she's all good. All right, guys. Thank you for attending the Wise Cat. Oh, you're doing the wise cat. No. I'm taking a shot at sir. All right, guys. Thank you for coming to the Wise Cat Spaces. I appreciate it. I might do another one later on tonight. Not guaranteed. I'm gonna leave this one up. Everybody follow Sticks on TikTok. Make sure the people that are in the group that are in America, make sure you get a burner phone to put TikTok on, because as you know, TikTok is a spyware and for you know who, that communist party that we all talk about sometimes. So make sure you do it on the burner phone. Do not put TikTok on your main phone. Do not recommend it. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody stay safe. Wise Cat, I'm out.
Floor.